called it the moon, and then that naked guy came at us. But he was a bear, but now he's a dude. Well, now he's jelly, but he was a dude. And yeah, I think we're gonna go back to bed. Yeah. We went back to bed.
I heard.
Yeah, cuddled.
Okay, Buck, thank you. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so very, very much. Right. So our heroes, after a battle, they go and they rest. And yeah, go ahead, Oris.
Who was by the bear?
A lot of us. I know I was by the bear.
You mean the dead bear, or you mean Palamon?
Is Palamon the one who was bitten?
Yes, but he's not a bear yet. And
Hello,
in
China, he's
character,
not a
we have
bear
no
at all.
idea he's going to turn into a bear.
That looks pretty bad. You want me to pee on it?
I
No,
can't
sorry.
even hear you.
Who can't you hear?
Hello?
Buck we can barely hear. He's kind of low.
Yeah.
Just a moment. I tinkered with things.
All right, no problem. That was a little better, but still a little low. But
Before we go to sleep, I'd like to cast Lesser Restoration. I think it was on Palamon, the person who was bit.
okay.
Why?
Well, I'm afraid of transmission.
Makes sense.
I mean, sure. Bear in mind that we have no reason to think that that's possible. Because the knowledge checks that we didn't yield information on where creatures.
But,
Okay.
If that's what your character wants to do, you feel free. Yeah, play that out. I don't have a problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's right. I don't know. So we'll try. We'll have to get it later.
Yep. Righty. And who's left? Anybody staying on watch or?
Do you remember what watch is it?
I believe it was the second watch when the event happened.
Yes, I believe so. It was as well.
Okay, well, Orsic, his watch is on third watch.
Okay. So we can say that it's third watch. By the time you went through the battle, got things situated, and got settled back down.
Okay.
Sound good to you all?
Yep.
All right. And a little bouncing ball there. And Orsic, give me a perception check.
Perception.
Okay. Roll me a D12. Okay. Your heart is kind of thumping still. You know, the adrenaline's still kind of pumping through your watch and everything. But your watch goes fairly quiet. There's a couple times that you I don't want to say you jump, but you turn to the left or right because you think you hear some grass being stepped on, or a pebble or a shrub being brushed, or so. You got just that little touch of paranoia, which sometimes saves a life.
Okay.
So next watch.
Yeah. Wake on everyone up and just have us a breakfast.
And Palmon, did you see the?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I have just now, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I know I gotta balance that better. I'm working on that technique.
My big issue with it is that it doesn't make a noise when I get it.
Yeah,
Maybe I can change that in the settings of Zoom.
well, that's why I'm making the noise at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
All righty. Let's see here. All righty. So breakfast is going, and like that, it's early in the morning. Uh, most of you will get the benefit of a short rest. I need Palamon to give me a Constitution saving throw.
I think I'm good at these.
If I take the help action and pee on it, will it help?
No.
No, I'm not in this case.
And unfortunately, by pretty good at these, what I actually mean is 5.
You rolled a 5.
I mean, I rolled a 2. I just happen to have a +3 modifier.
Oh, I'm saying you roll. So basically, rolled a 5, and all right. You Palmon did not rest well, so he did not get
Yep,
benefit of the short rest.
that's fine. I mean, it's not, but
No, but it's fitting, I guess.
Are you wounded?
a little bit. But let me see here. I still have my lay on hands. I didn't use that because it's long rest dependent. Not enough that I need healing.
Okay.
All right. What's the plan?
And to the northeast.
Yeah. Oh, let's take a minute or two. Get to our 2 characters to do the cartography up to this point.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Makes sense.
Why don't you go ahead and roll it with advantage, okay? I'll help you.
All right, that sounds like a winner.
Check her stats real quick. I still have to make this one. Roll 20.
And the morning has a cool feel to it. Not cold, but cool. There's a slight mist rolling through the valley that you guys are in. As far as that, not a heavy one, but just a slight mist showing the haze of the morning with the sun that's bringing it about.
What would you like me to roll for the map making?
Well, you got your proficient with your cartographer
Correct.
tools, right?
Yes.
And you have cartographer tools, correct?
Correct.
Then I would use that toolkit roll.
What is it based off of? Wisdom or dexterity or?
I believe it's intelligence, but
Oops, sorry.
If it's intelligence, you might want to roll because I have a -1 modifier for intelligence.
for
Okay,
right now we'll say intelligence. But you rolled
I didn't roll yet.
who rolled the 19?
Well, I hit the button by accident.
Okay,
That's fine. He can take it because I don't have a good intelligence modifier anyways. So
okay, and that's you got yourself a pretty good map up to this point
Okay.
as far as that. And who's gonna go ahead and check to make sure they're on course, the direction as far as finding north, so they can.
I'd assume our usual duo of Muck and Aelin would be
Okay,
pathfinding.
all right, with your survival, and whoever rolls it, roll with advantage.
+5. I'll roll it. Is that Egohau Fagi on my character sheet for Aelin?
Oh, I haven't did that yet. I got sidetracked. Um, let's see here. Add.
21.
Okay, character. Let's see here. Name. And and let's see here. Okay. Ooh. Oh, there it is. Can be controlled by. Why don't I see you there? Trying to give you control of that sheet. Okay. Necor, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and sorry, people out there. I'm slowing things down here a little bit.
Well, I'm the one that asked you to do it, so.
Well, let's see here. Because I'm not seeing your name, Zach.
What do you mean on the roll 20?
Yeah, as far as on the sheet, where lets me put it into your control to be
I
edited.
don't have a character sheet yet.
That's
No, but your name should pop up so that he can select you from your
Oh.
drop-down list.
That's weird. I mean, you could just put it to all.
That's what I'll do right now. Save changes. You should see it there with Aelin.
Okay.
So you can. So hopefully that gets you going. So with the slow down there a little bit on my part, Um,
A refresh real quick.
what you're going through breakfast, you have your you made your choice for direction, and you think you're going in the correct direction as far as that. So you're going to be headed kind of in that direction right there. And you kind of set off, and you're in the rolling hills, and you're starting to go into the denser forest in the mountains area there. As far as that, so you do hear a stray bird once in a while. As far as that,
I would like, while it's fresh in my memory, can I draw a picture of the guy's face before it got smashed?
you can draw a guy's face. Give me an intelligence check to see how much of it you remember accurately.
Okay. Two.
All right. You think you've done a wonderful, wonderful job.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a perfect likeness.
You think it is from your memory. As far as that. So what's your guys' marching order? What are you doing? Any precautions, any non-precautions? What type of speed? How are you going about your travel?
Well, Aylin's riding on deck of Muck for the Norn because she's the slowest. And she probably isn't doing anything extra precautionary other than just trying to maybe look for a path or something.
His
Who's the most
horse
stealthy
using his
person?
nose.
Say what, Muck?
Buck is on all fours, using his nose, as always.
Okay.
Who's our most stealthy person?
I have a +7 bonus to stealth.
Almost certainly you then.
It sounds like you might want to be in front.
Well, I am in front of him on Muck currently.
Okay.
So you want me to go forward without Muck? It'll slow us down slightly, but it should be fine.
I would suggest proceeding with a little bit of caution, and hopefully we can see them before they can see us.
All right, she will roll. She'll pop off of Muck and she'll say, shh. And then she's gonna start sneaking.
Wait, I'm not sure there's much point in just you sneaking if you're traveling with the group. Like,
I can go
either the
ahead.
whole group needs to stealth, or like one person doing it just isn't gonna.
I can go ahead a little bit if you guys want to wait for me to.
You could. If you fail a perception check, though, you're gonna die instantly to an ambush. Like, it would be dangerous to go on by yourself.
Muck rolled 20 on stealth, 25 total.
Then I guess we could all stealth.
I mean, if we're trying to be stealthy, that's what we need to do. One person being stealthy isn't going to be...
I guess that's fair.
Ultimately, we can let the scouts, anywhere between 30 and 60 feet in front of the group. I mean,
well, with this, you'll know the further you get into the wood line, getting that kind of distance, you will lose sight of them.
What about 30 feet?
A fair amount of time at the 60-foot mark.
Okay, what about 30 feet?
30 feet, you'll be a lot. It'll be a lot better for you.
Okay.
You'll once in a while you'll lose them because of your perspective on the one side of a tree and where they are, like that.
Orsic will be 30 feet behind Muck and Aelin.
Us two, we can just sneak together and kind of keep looking for a path or something.
All right, give me. Are any of you proficient in survival?
I am proficient in survival, and I think Muck
Yep.
is too.
Right.
All right. Would you two be in point? Give me a survival check with advantage.
What do you do?
21.
All right. Between Muck's keen sense of smell and your sharp eye for broken twigs and turned up pine straw, you find a trail.
Oh. I will I will use my Ghostwise ability and send a message to Palamon. Tell him we found a trail and we're gonna start following it.
Okay.
Whoever's
So
behind us.
we're only 30 feet behind you, so that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're following you anyway, so.
Yeah. Just kind of let you know that we found something, and then you can probably tell whomever else. Everyone else.
Right. And you're moving a little slowly. It takes time. Nothing looks out of the ordinary for you. Muck, roll me a d12.
Whoa. Four.
A 4. Okay. As far as that character sheet. Yeah, I can see it there, Zach.
I can't.
I can't.
Oh. It should you don't see ALYN?
I don't see it anywhere. I see Eog Howe, Tifa, Keegan, Bran, Palpatine, Failing, and Orsic.
It should be it should be right up at the top there, but right above Orsic.
It's there for us.
Let me see.
I'll try reconnecting again.
No, nobody else can see it either, so it's not your problem.
It's has to be something I need to do or something.
Okay.
As far as that,
There's a Fei Ling.
oh, that's what I forgot to do. Should be able to see it now.
How?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it now.
I forgot to put it in the journals for everybody to see.
How how familiar is Palamon with magic? Like I know he does. I know he's a. Because I'm just curious how he would, because she'd never spoken to him through her message, her sending thing, her ability before. I just didn't know how.
He has the message cantrip, which I think is what he's assuming you're using,
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
or
That's
something similar.
basically the same thing.
He has 3 first level spell slots and can cast, a wide variety of spells. So
But he's fairly good. Okay.
So by noon, you are at that location. Oh, come on. As far as that, you haven't heard nothing out of the abnormal, the standard, birds, squirrels, chipmunks, and like that, small game rattle and chattel throughout the forest as you've been moving along. As far as that, you see the mountain growing closer, and before you see like a ridge, a lower ridge line up ahead. As far as that, it looks like it would be another, maybe 4 hours worth of walking to get to it.
Not sneaking.
Whether sneaking or not, it's going to be about 4 hours.
Okay.
As far as that, if you're not sneaking, we'll say 4 hours. If you are, we'll say 5.
Okay, and that's where we believe we need to go.
That's your gut feeling that you got at the moment.
Okay.
is that where the path we're following leads?
Yes.
So that seems like a decent course of action.
That seems pretty fair too. So I guess we'll just keep going forward then.
Yep. And let's see here. Palma, roll me a d12.
Sure. This didn't go badly the other day.
It's fine.
Got a 12 coming right at you, Charlie. Oh, no. Alright, it's rolled multiple. Never mind. We'll go with what it rolled in the roll 20, because I think it did that as well. So it's an 8.
An 8. Okay. All right. And you guys are going on up. You get up to where the trail ends, and you lose it. It's almost like it disappears. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah. Right there and right there, and it's we'll say it's 5 o'clock in the evening. What are you doing?
Let's take just a couple minutes and catch up our cartography up to this point, since we still got some daylight.
Okay.
I'll give him advantage as we do it together.
Working on it. Advantage, cartography, 14.
And you ran out of ink.
What?
No, I just had to throw that in there. You think you got a fair representation of your trek through there, through the woods and such, but in reality, it will get you to this point. It's just that your trail in between the trees are a little sketchy.
Right. It's only 5 o'clock.
Yep.
You guys want to look for a place to camp, or We want to push on, or what do we want to do?
Aiden would be fine probably pushing on.
Palamon's starting to get a little tired because he didn't really sleep particularly well last night.
Oh yeah,
But we can push on for another hour if you
give
need.
me Palmon, give me a Constitution save.
Great. Why do you hate me, Charlie?
I don't hate
Why'd
you.
you bring it up?
Because I'm a responsible player.
You have a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think we should look for a place to camp.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with that then. If so, I'm guessing Palamon looks pretty exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, he's not looking great.
Yeah, then she'd probably go with that. I think you need to lay down, dear.
All right. Give me
Wait, do we notice
who's looking for a place for a camp.
Aelin and Muck should, because they got survival.
Okay. Give me rolls, two each of you separately.
Okay.
Damn.
Nice. 20.
What am I? Is it a plain D20?
Yeah, D20 plus your survival.
What's your wisdom?
Yeah.
23.
I'm just gonna roll a test. You can ignore this. Alright, so it doesn't roll disadvantage automatically, but it does remind me. Okay.
What was Muck's?
23.
All right. Aelin notices a dark spot up in the one part of that ridge line.
Mhm.
As far as that, and catches his eye. And about the time it catches Aelin's eye, Muck smells goes on up into the same direction. There's a dank smell for Muck. So
Aiden will say, there's a pretty covered place over there. Kind of point it to it.
all right, you're not going to it?
She's pointing to it right now, just
Okay.
to show the other people.
Wet.
Okay. Well, let's check it out carefully.
Muckback cave.
And you go on up and you notice it is a cave.
Is it a small cave or a big cave or what?
It is a cave that's about, as far as the entrance, it's about 5 foot wide, and the height of it is up about 6 foot tall.
Can we see how deep it is?
It,
How far back it goes?
you would estimate that it goes back further than your dark vision.
Yep, I had a feeling you were going to say that. All right, we should check it for. It sounds like he starts to say sharks, and then goes up bears. Yes, the land bears.
All right.
No sharks on land. Wait, you guys don't have land sharks, right? That's not
No.
a thing. Okay, good, because that would be terrifying.
She'll say, not anymore.
have
You want
balls.
Oh.
Hey, Muck.
Huh?
You may want to turn up your mic or something.
I think he may have been talking to Eliza.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because
hey, is my mic good?
Yes.
Clear.
I'm gonna
But,
hop out and hop back in.
Yeah, we should definitely check this. You have creatures on the land that live in caves, right?
Yes.
Great. We should make sure there's not a creature already living here.
Yes.
Aelin will not be the first one in because she cannot see inside.
Okay. Can you hear Mock?
yep.
I will move up and be close to Muck, although he will be slightly in front of me.
How far in front of you?
Like 5 feet.
Okay, so arm push in front of you.
Yep.
Okay.
2 arms.
Palamon will follow in next.
All righty. And you go on down, and the floor is kind of, I don't want to say paved, but well traveled. Let's put it that way.
I would like to light a torch.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine.
For myself. I'll take a torch out of my pack and light it up with the tinderbox.
Mock's gonna sniff around and look for animal sign.
okay. Give me a perception,
15.
investigation rather.
Oh, never mind. That'll be an 8.
You don't smell any animal scent where you're at, but you know, but I'll give you that you notice that there's a couple small bones on the side of the 5-foot wide cavern.
Things have died in here.
Well, I'm right behind you, Muck.
How
It's probably
fast?
like in the middle of the group.
How fast are you guys traveling inside this?
I would say what, 3/4, Muck? What do you think?
Better to go slow.
Yes.
Half speed.
Okay.
And how close are you all as you're traveling on in?
Well, I think you were 5 feet behind Muck, right?
Yes, I am.
And I'm 5 feet behind you, so it's kind of up to the rest of them.
I'll probably be like right behind Palamon, like a foot or 2.
All right. And Eliza,
Okay.
Where do you want to be?
yeah. And how close?
One sec. I can't really see the combat grid. Presumably, where am I compared to what's going on?
You really want to be? You can be anywhere you want. We're just doing a marching order, and right now it's Muck, and then
I
Ortic. They're 5 feet apart, and then 5 feet behind that is Palamon. Then right behind Palamon is Aelin, and then you can be wherever you want to be.
I presume Delilah would say near Muck.
All right, let's see here. We will.
Like up with Orsic, I guess.
I want. And there we go. And we'll say we'll do it here. I want. Yeah, nice brown will work. And we'll say it's kind of like that, and kind of like that is where that is. And then let's do some pretties. And we'll say that's where one of you are at. And we'll make Muck, since Muck's up here. Muck there. And the light was in the rear
And she was with Muck,
with Muck. This is a 5 foot.
probably right next to Orsic.
All right. Well, yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll go like that. And then the Orsic and then here's that one. And well, yeah, and we'll go that one. All right. So who's in the rear? Is that Palmon?
Should be.
Well, yeah, Aylin's like
Aylin.
right behind him, immediately behind him.
Okay. So what I'll do is that Aylin.
She has a torch, so lit.
Aylin should go in the rear. Yes.
She is. She's just like right close to that Palamon though. She cannot see anything.
All right. There we go. Aylin's the green, Palmon's the purple, Oric is the yellow, the light is the other violet, and then Muck is the blue as far as that. So now we've done sort of got a march in order, and you guys are all going down this 5 foot wide, 6 foot tall tunnel, cave, entrance, cave, as far as that. Muck notices some bone
Animal bones.
right over here. So as far as that, what are you guys doing?
Do we want to camp?
We should see how far back this goes first.
Yeah, we need to clear it first.
Like we haven't found the back of the cave. There could still be a large creature in here that then eats us while we sleep, and I've had enough of being eaten.
Muck will move ahead 15 feet.
How far is Muck moving ahead?
15 feet.
15 feet, you said?
Yes.
All right. We'll put Muck about there.
Muck knows caves, always looks up, down, and to both sides.
Okay.
Put me 10 feet behind Muck, the yellow dot.
Yep.
It looks good, thank you.
Actually, I'm as fast as you guys. I forgot I got my unarmed movement. Which makes my speed 35.
So far, so good. Luck will move another 15 feet forward.
All right, and the rest of you all staying at this interval.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, certainly I am.
Delilah will around that little pointy corner there
Yeah.
to the right of yellow and blue. Delilah will probably hide behind that corner, maybe peek around it just to make sure everything's going a-okay.
Okay. All right. Everything appears to be going okay at this point in time. What's Muck doing, and the rest of you on this, since Muck's kind of in the front?
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably reference him a little bit more than the rest. So, but if there's something pertinent, jump on in, please, people.
I'm specifically helping to perceive the caves.
All right, what's I want a perception from you. Muck was just investigating the caves, looking for animals. So if you want another investigation,
9.
okay. Muck, you can do it.
Looking for animal signs, odd smells, anything that might put Luck on edge. 14.
Okay. Nothing in particular other than what you have noticed.
Keep
So,
on going.
all right. How far are you going, Muck?
15 feet at a time.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
With our dark vision of 60 feet, we can probably go 30 feet at a time.
Yeah, but all right. Muck moves up 15 feet. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Keep the pace behind him at 10 feet.
Okay. What about Delight?
Delight.
Or not Delight, but Delilah. We do have a Delight character, that's why.
There is that a bump in the path up ahead. She might just try to sneak her way over to that if that empty groove in the wall seems fairly empty.
Well, I'm trying to fix my map. I got it kind of weed jawed here. Oh, there, that's the one I hit. So, so you want to go up over
Yeah.
here? Okay. What about you guys?
I'm just maintaining distance.
Okay.
Ethan will probably walk over to Delilah
Okay.
or like walk towards her, depending on how far that is.
Okay. Right over there. We'll be able.
It's
Oh.
like a little pitter patter of feet. Excited
Muck,
of you to join us.
Muck or
Hello.
Orsic. Muck, Orsic, Aelin, and Delilah. Give me dexterity checks, saving throws.
Who?
Everybody but Palawan.
Take it I didn't see anything.
Nope.
This can only go well.
I disagree.
24.
I rolled a 3 + 2. That's a 5.
Yeah, that's a really good example of how things could go badly.
Okay. And what's Muck's?
16.
16. Okay. Aelin, you react the best out of them. All of a sudden, the floor drops away from you guys there. And Muck or Orsic and
1 second. Sorry, my child's.
Delilah, you fall like down on this slide of smooth stone.
I'm just envisioning just like she turns around to like greet Aelin, like, it is good of you to join us. And then
Pretty
just
much.
like the ponytail following as she falls down.
Assuming Aelin jumps back away from the tray.
Buck throws out both of his long arms to try to catch either side of the wall.
And you're slipping. You're not able to get much of a grip. They're pretty smooth. Besides these walls on this, it's almost like they're made out of obsidian and polished. Palmon, give me a perception check. Palmon, you
Yep.
mute? Oh, there we go.
Natural one.
You didn't even see Aelin jump back towards you.
I mean, Aelin's carrying a light, right? I would.
Yes.
I mean, I was a natural one, so.
You blink.
You must have been looking back at the other side of the cave or something. But you guys, it seems like you're sliding forever, you three, until all of a sudden you're dropped or shot out and you land in this soft, gooey bedding.
Ew.
Is this alive?
You don't know at the moment, but you kind of sink into it about 2 feet.
Ew. Ew.
Aelin's gonna try to try to talk telepathically to them to see if they're within the range of her 30 feet. Hey, are you guys okay down there? Probably to Delilah.
And you don't get nothing.
Okay. Then should probably just yell. The floor is still giving way, right? It didn't like reclose.
No, it didn't close.
Okay. And she'll be like, "Hey, you guys good?"
Do we hear that?
Did it echo
you
down?
guys would be able to hear that. You're only what you think.
Fucking goo.
You're only what you think is probably about 200 feet away.
I do believe we have found ourselves in quite the sticky situation down here, Aelin.
She's gonna look to Palamon. What do you want to do? Do you want to jump down, or I don't know what's over there? I can't see.
Can I see how far across, like how much of the floor has collapsed?
Yeah, you'd be able to notice that there's a good about 8 foot that dropped on out and goes on down in that way. Let me switch up here. Right around here, about 8 foot of it, and it goes down in this direction.
But the path continues on the other side of this kind of hole in the floor.
Yes.
Looking at Aelin, how far do I think I can throw Aelin?
I don't know. I would say you don't think you could throw them too far the way you're feeling at the moment.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I do have an idea, if you would but wait a moment up there.
Um,
Yes, what's your plan?
Um, well, we all know that Muck is a master of tying knots. I happen to have a rope and several pythons.
You have 200
Okay.
people.
She's gonna go ahead and hand Muck her 50 feet of rope and a bunch of pythons.
I'd like
See
to.
if you can at least scale closer.
I'd like to investigate this room that we're in.
Okay. How are you investigating it? Just looking around?
Right now, just look around.
All right. And boom, right there. And I want to differentiate it. And we're going to go ahead and
At once they are finished with that, Aelin will probably after a few minutes goes by, Aelin will probably try to jump across the gap.
okay. Let me
But
coordinate
that can wait.
this. Come on. And okay, normalize a 50 foot of rope and 10 pitons. Okay, what are you doing with them, Eliza? Or
Delilah?
Stop trying to dig his way out of the jelly because that doesn't seem to be working.
well, I gave you that so you know what it felt like. As far as that, it feels like a jelly-ish, sticky type substance. What do you and Delilah, you're trying to stick the pitons into the wall.
She handed them to Mock.
Okay.
He's gonna measure out the rope as best he can, an arm length at a time, and tie a python about every 2.5 feet. The length of the rope until he runs out of rope, or pythons, or both. He's not good with math. He just keeps tying.
What I guess what I'm gonna ask is where which wall are you doing this on? You look like you came out like right here would be the slide chute that you slid down and were ejected out into here. And these walls are 40 feet. In fact, I'll just put that.
Aylin's gonna drop her torch down the hole after she relights another one.
You really need to hope that jelly isn't flammable.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
The people 3 miles away here. The mountain explodes.
That's an idea.
I do have a solution. I'm just not sure it's going to work.
You see a dim glow in this direction up towards the top, coming down your way quickly. You'll Muck, where are you putting the pitons in? Which wall?
Be trying to go back up the chute.
Okay.
That does seem the only way out and in.
Spiky metal plus Warhammer equals screw your glass.
Yeah. Give me.
Wait, I don't have an idea.
Let's see here. Give me. Go ahead and give me a damage check. If you're using your Warhammer on the pittons at half.
Sure. That'll be 3.
Okay. You get the first one sunk in. You're not sure how well. And you're tying a rope to that?
I tied them off already. So every 2.5 feet down the 50-foot rope, I tie it off a python.
Okay.
So I can just hammer them in and then pull the next one up and
Yeah.
hammer and keep going.
You kind of think that's might work, but you haven't gotten a good purchase, but it's staying in the wall. As far as that, Orsic and
Lila, yeah.
Delilah,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Well, I told you I wanted to investigate the room. I've
Yeah,
been waiting.
That's why you got the 40 feet by 40 feet. It's 30 feet tall. The wall to the chute.
Can I move?
Yeah, but at like difficult terrain.
Okay. Then I'm going to go away from the chute for right now. Certainly we can't be the only ones who fell down in here, so maybe there's some other stuff that's been down here.
Yeah. It's jelly.
But I want to start investigating the walls, and I am a dwarf.
Yeah. All right, that is over here. You're investigating the walls over here. And Delilah, what are you doing?
Is Delilah being burned by the goo? Is it doing any damage?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
Torch reaches.
Given that Muck half essentially made something like a ladder way of climbing. Thank you. She's probably gonna partially climb it to get part of the way out of the ooze.
All right. Give me the damage for the second piton.
Okay. 2.
2. You can't seem to get a good purchase on it on this round. And as you're hammering that, you see this torch come sliding right on by, shooting out into the middle of the room.
Oh. He looks over his shoulder.
And it's burning as far as that. You up here, Aelin, you lose sight of it and such. Palmon, what are you doing?
I was gonna hop over. You said this hole was 8 feet wide, right?
Yes.
So he's gonna hop over there because he'll take like 10 feet back and then he can clear 18 feet, so he can hop over that real easy.
Okay.
And I just want to see how far back, if the cave carries on kind of past this. He has 120 feet of, it's not even dark vision, he just sees normally out to 120 feet. He has Devil's Sight.
Yeah.
Warlock Invocation.
And yes,
So, like, he can see in color and everything.
it goes back and then kind of widens on up. You'd be able to see, well, let me, here, I'll try this. Right here. And I'll use, I should maybe do it. Come on, you.
What on earth is that, Charlie?
I'm trying to be a little fancier on what I need to be. You can see from here out to up to there, and then you kind of lose sight. It's past the 120. So
Okay.
So it gets dim light for you.
That's fine. He just wanted to make sure that the cave did continue on.
Yep.
And that the way forward wasn't actually to fall into the trap and then find a secret door or something.
Alrighty, there's that. And we'll come back over here. And you do notice that the area around the torch that came down here is starting to catch a fire. We'll go over to Orsic. You were checking on this wall, and you haven't found nothing from this point to this point yet.
I'm going to walk to the middle, pick up the torch, and then walk to the other wall.
All right. So we'll get over there.
Does not want to go with you.
Stupid thing. Boom. I'll do it this way. Boom. Yeah, right over there. Move that back over here. All right. So you're walking over there and picking it on up. Difficult terrain, basically. Your movement's in half because of the 2 foot deep.
I'll dash.
Okay. So that puts you there. It's in the middle. That's 20 feet. Right there. Your normal movement's what, 25?
Yeah, 25.
All right. And then you wanted to, what, take it to this wall?
Yes, please.
All right. And we'll say you get about here with it.
Okay.
All right. Muck and Delilah, you're over here. Your second one didn't go in too good. You actually hit it so hard you chipped too big of a piece out. You're going to try to put it into another area within reach on that rope?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and give me the damage.
I rolled a 1.
You're adding your strength modifier to these, right?
No.
You're hammering, so it should be adding your modifier.
Yeah.
Like he said, give you the damage. That always includes your strength modifier or your, A modifier.
Yeah.
Well, then that might change some things. I'm an
I'll
idiot.
say. You said 1. I was like, unless Muck's got a 10 strength and I've missed something somewhere, that's not possible.
Sorry, my bad. Okay, well then, last round would have been 4 and 5. So are we rounding up or down?
Down.
You
Down. Okay.
need to round. You're just taking.
No,
Well,
he's
because he told me to cut it in half. So
Ah,
the last round would have been 9 cut in half to 4.
Okay.
And
That
then
got,
this
that got a good purchase.
and then this next one would have been 6 rounded down to 3.
Okay, that has a fair purchase. So you got those 3 pitons in,
Right on.
and that's, you said you did them at 2.5 feet intervals. So
Yeah.
you got it at what, 7.5 feet
Is there anything to tie a rope up here?
up there, up to you. If they had one long enough, they could tie it on up to you.
No, I mean, is there something that I could like tie a rope to, like a pillar or a stalactite or anything like that?
You don't see nothing like that.
Oh, it's very smooth.
If we
Yep.
climb up, whoever's at the end of the climbing up can potentially pull out what's behind them, so that those can be kind of passed up the line back to muck.
Yeah.
you're gonna need somebody fairly strong to pull pitons out of obsidian.
Yeah.
So it would likely have to be like Orsic in the back.
And keep in mind, I said it's about 200 feet from this point to that point.
Oh, fun.
So eventually I mean, it could eventually work, but it'd take quite some time.
Palamon will kind of cool down. You guys doing okay down there? Is there anything we can do to help?
There is fire.
Yes.
I
Blame
stopped
Alien.
that. I stopped the fire.
Yeah,
It
or
has been ended. But there was at one point fire. Maybe don't throw another torch down here.
Yep. Wasn't consulted on the first one. Is there anything you need?
Help up. The more rope or any climbing implements you might have, the better. If we can somehow
There it
get
is.
it up to you, you could help pull us up, potentially.
Did the shaft go straight down or did it take turns?
It took some turns.
So firing it up on an arrow is not going to work.
Um,
I'll throw you 50 feet of rope. Like
I'm
I've
gonna
got.
let Monk know I also got 50 feet of rope as well.
we can tie our ropes together and try to put it down.
Aelin, you have a rope?
Yep, Aelin has rope too.
Delilah can pass the rope up to Muck as he's working so that it can be tied. The pitons, however, there is only 10 of them, so those will have to be kind of pulled out and handed back up as they go. But there doesn't seem to be any other way out of this particular section.
Not yet.
All right. Well, I guess Aelin and Palamon will tie their 2 50 feet ropes together and then throw one end down.
All right. Orsic, give me a investigation check.
I'm gonna roll with advantage because it's stonework.
Okay, I'm good with that. Oh, wrong thing here. Let me get off that. You think you feel a soft stone.
I call out to Delilah and Aelin. I think I may have found another way out.
Have you now? That would be excellent.
Push, pull, twist, lift.
It feels like it's push.
Push.
All right. And there's a small hole about 3 by 3 feet square that opens up.
Into a tunnel. What does it open up into?
It looks like it opens on up into a wider tunnel. Let's see.
Oh, God, that's going to be tight for even me.
We'll say.
Wouldn't be too tight for Aelin, probably.
Delilah's fairly slender.
As one of the only 2 people that are on the surface, however,
I mean, Aelin doesn't know that, but
Say what? Palmon? I didn't really hear that.
oh, I was talking to, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Aelin was going to jump across the gap as well. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem for her. But if you roll, I can roll.
What's your strength?
My strength?
Yep.
Hang on. Uh, 11.
Yeah, well, you back up 10 foot, you'll be able to make it. I'll give it to you. On that.
Just so she's on the same side as Palamon. She doesn't have any reason to be alone. She can't see in this place anyways.
What now? She started a fire.
She's holding a fire too.
All right, there you are. What's Muck and Delilah doing? You still working on climbing up out after hearing that there's another way?
Is the other way out up the wall?
Is the other way out? It looks like there's another tunnel down here.
And how wide or slender is it?
So what? I didn't.
Can you hear me?
How wide is it?
Yes.
It's 3 by 3.
All right. Delilah should be able to fit. It's not like her shoulders are 3 feet across.
That's maybe no.
However, Muck and Orsic might have trouble.
I could probably fit.
Yeah.
Yes, but what about Muck?
Take a hammer to it. You probably wide on it.
Orsic, you do by chance have any background in carving stone?
Yes.
Would you potentially be able to carve this slightly larger?
With my mason skills, can I knock out the wall fairly easily? Or Muck, maybe Muck can knock out the wall fairly easily.
With finding the secret door and seeing the thickness of this obsidian wall, you would say it would take quite a lot to knock the wall out. You think it's part of the mountain?
Can I crawl through the 3 by 3 space?
You're what, 4 foot tall?
I'm 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
Do I notice anything on the other side? Particularly, I'm seeing if I can make this hole bigger.
Could it be safely blasted apart?
I call through the hole. What do you mean blasted?
I can put a great deal of force upon it, similar to that of an explosion, if you will.
It's obsidian, so it should shatter very well.
Yes, the shattering needs to be controlled, however. If you could
Obsidian.
manage to cut a gash, perhaps, you
Obsidian,
could knock it out.
What were you going to say, Charles?
obsidian doesn't really shatter. big, huge, sharp flakes
Right.
when you hit it, come on off. But no, just putting that out there. It's not like glass shattering.
Okay.
Different effect.
Um,
But that's about what
what spell are you thinking of, Delilah?
Mm,
Are you thinking of the shatter spell?
Meta-wise, I'm thinking Eldritch Blast does force damage,
Oh,
I believe Eldritch
much
Blast
like an
overall-
explosion. So, like, it can be used kind of like dynamite in this instance.
I think if you read Eldritch Blast, you can only target creatures with it. I'm not certain about that though. You'd need to double check, but I think it's one of those really weird spells that talks about creatures as opposed to objects.
well,
Let's
Muck
say
can.
energy streaks towards a creature within range, but then it says make a spell range attack against the target.
Right.
It describes a spell as a beam of crackling energy streaking toward a creature within range, but
Right, and then the target is the creature.
it
I don't
doesn't
know.
mention creatures again after that.
So Muck can continue climbing. Do I think Muck can fit through this hole?
It would be a tight fit, but it is possible, depending on.
If we put him on the diagonal,
Get some oil, move him up.
yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, he's 300 pounds and he's 8 feet tall.
Good God.
But it is smooth obsidian, right? So
Yep.
it shouldn't be too much of a problem if especially if he has like his shoulders greased.
Are you
And he-
saying we should grease the bugbear?
And then like he could probably almost lean in and then get his arms through and then pull himself through with a strength check. I mean,
He has
obviously.
long arms, to be fair.
How long is
Oh.
the
Muck's gonna have to think.
Well, okay. Before we get crazy, let me look around this corner and see what I can see, okay? I'm not going to
Okay.
go far.
All right.
I do have a flask of oil if we need to grease up Muck.
You're
Muck's
taking
gonna rip out the lower pythons and leave the top one, just in case.
the torch, would you?
Oh, no. Oh, but I'm going to make sure it's not going to burn anything.
All right. And about what you see is 60 out about 60 feet up about here, and about out around here, open space.
Is it going up?
It's hard to tell past the 60 feet unless you got better dark vision.
Well, like I said, I am a dwarf. I will roll perception with advantage.
Yeah, but this is a visual to be able to see.
Well, the question is, does it go up? Is the stonework going up?
You're talking about grade.
Yes.
Okay. Different in perspective I had in my head of what you're talking about. From here slightly.
Okay. So I go back and I say, well, it goes into a large chamber and it does appear to be moving in the upwards direction, but I haven't gone very far either.
I looked at the Sage Advice and that Eldritch Blast does not target objects. For future reference.
All right. But that's the situation you guys got. I'll let you guys confer between yourselves a little bit, and Palmon and Aelin, what are you doing?
Well, see, nobody saw fit to inform us that they'd found another exit. So,
or yelled it over to the others. So
I didn't know whether that would have carried up.
I would give you a chance to hear it with perception.
All right, then let's roll perception.
Sure. Well, I got a 16.
I was about to say 3.
Who got a 3?
Elmon got a 16.
Well, if you got 15 or better, you would have heard it.
14. Just didn't quite hear it.
All right, but Palamon does. So he'll call down to them. We're gonna go and see where this goes. We'll come back in like a minute.
All right, Delilah, since she does appear to be still near the outskirts, can kind of shout up in case they didn't hear it. We did find another way around. It does appear to circle back towards the tunnel we were going through. We're going to investigate it and make sure that it is viable. Muck is quite large, so it will be an event.
All right, good luck.
Pick up rope. Muck, get smelly now. Yanked out that last python.
All right.
So we've got the 10 back and gathers up the rope.
All right.
And then starts to smear that nasty jelly on his arms, cringing the entire time.
Okay. Aelin,
Yes.
what are you doing? Palmon's moving forward.
She's gonna go with Palamon, and then she's going to tell him that she's going to speak with him and just use her silent voice to speak with him.
All right. Yeah, let me put my eyes on to tell you what you see. All right.
Palamon will hear her voice in his head, but not see her cast a spell or anything, and just say that she'll communicate that way
Okay.
until like something changes.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. You see, hold on there, Delilah, for a minute.
Okay.
I just read this. I want to, yeah, I'll do it with this. This kind of retreats back there, and you see, let's see here. This.
Aelin is still carrying her torch.
Okay.
I thought Alien threw a torch down a hole.
I did, but I lit
You lit another one.
because she can't see anything. So unless Palamon tells her to put it out, she's not going to.
Palamon doesn't tell her to put it out.
You see this dim light right there of what's the size of this sucker? Yeah, about 20 feet across is that dim light.
Probably seeing the light, she would probably ask if she should put the torch out.
I mean, it's up to you. I see it as well in the dark as I do in the light, so it doesn't bother me.
Do you think it's gonna be enemies?
I mean, somebody built the trap.
No, that's fair. She'll put the torch on the ground and she's gonna untie their ropes and take hers and give Palamon back his.
All right. Back down here. What are you guys doing? Muck, Delilah, Orson.
All right. I assume that I will be following Orsic and seeing. Well, I'll see if I need to grease up Muck first. Will
Muck,
he fit?
Muck is greasing himself up with the jelly that is in the room.
Okay, we're good then. Delilah will just kind of slip through the hole.
Is
And
as
go.
Muck is approaching the hole, Oris will say to Muck, "Come through on the diagonal. You'll have more room from corner to corner than trying going straight across."
So what does Muck do?
So he holds his hand out horizontally. So not this. I tilt it. This.
Yeah, we'll grab one hand or two hands, whatever, and help him orient himself.
Shoulder first, Muck.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Muck, give me a acrobatics check. I was going to have you do it at disadvantage, but they're helping you, so it's all negates. It's also standard.
Lost my D20. Good to know. That's a whopping 13.
Oh,
Not horrible.
no. As you get your hands through, you get your head in and through, and as you're getting your arms up and they're pulling on your arms, one of them slips and puts their foot on your head and is pulling on your arms with their foot on your head, so you're not making much headway, and you feel like you're kind of starting to get pinched at your shoulders a little bit, but you'll be able to make it on through. It's just going to take you an extra round.
Okay.
Just tight fit, having to work it. Figuring you put enough of that jelly on you that you're kind of slippery enough to squeeze yourself through.
Ow. Ew. Ugh. Ow. Ew.
All right. Which character spoke about their tribe before?
Muck did.
Yeah, I thought Muck was the one that was
Thought
top.
Palamon did too.
Oh yeah. So Palamon spoke about getting kind of
Thrown out. Yeah,
exiled.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Delilah would clearly remember that, but I have slept since then.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Buck's gonna stick his head back through the hole and just holler in that silly Muck way, as loud as he can. Muck, fat! And then turn back around and smile. Someone clean Muck, please.
Excellent job, Muck.
Hold that
You did
area.
very well.
Please clean Muck.
Do I have anything I could clean Muck with? Most likely not, as I can only hold so much until encumbered because Delilah is not strong.
Do you have prestidigitation?
Peon Muck.
Later.
You.
You'll be
But-
okay, Muck.
Hands.
And let's see here. There they move at a
I can try to burn it off.
Muck pass.
but yeah, let me get the representative. You're out. Oh, not that. Well,
You don't want to Eldritch blast it off of him.
you're out. Come on.
I think one of the dogs ate my D20. Yeah.
Oh, you'll get it back.
I
Eventually.
heard the shepherd chewing on something plastic, but she didn't have the toy, and I can't find my die.
Okay, you guys are out of that, and you see this room that gradually goes slopes up. You two over here, you see that 20-foot radius dim light there. And let's see, everybody rolling this.
What's the dark circle behind it?
Just where your vision goes from being able to see to dim light for Palmon.
Well, I can't see nothing anyways. So.
I finally rolled good initiative for the first time this whole game.
It's a 21 for Palamon.
I rolled a 17, but it's over 10 and I'm happy.
19.
I just gotta be.
Well, whatever. We're fighting roll a 1.
You gotta be kidding me. It's gonna be one of those nights again.
Good. No offense, Charlie, but if you have one of those nights and we don't, that's fine for us. If you have one of those nights and we do, that puts us on level ground. If you don't have one of those nights and we do, we die.
And let's see here.
That is a fair thing. I cannot come up with the word right now. There we go.
Assessment.
Yeah.
Yes, a
that's
fair assessment.
19, 13. What was 15 for Monk?
To be honest, it's pretty weird playing a spellcaster. Like, I've always played spellcasters. Or somebody that has some sort of spells.
And what was Palmon's 21?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And 19 was Aelin. 17 was Delilah.
I'm excited for level 4.
15 is Muck. 13 is Orsic. And 1 is the monsters. How lovely. Come on, they got to have, let me check, see. They got to have a modifier. Oh, good.
-1 modifier.
Oh, good, they do. They're not a 1, they're a 3. It doesn't change a thing, but
Hey, if it makes you feel better about it.
makes me feel a little bit better. So, Palmon, you're up.
Yeah, can I ask why we're in initiative?
Because this just moved up towards you, and you
The
see,
light?
yep, and you and what you see is a swarm of rats coming your way, and their heads kind of glowing.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Lead them back to the hole. Put the jelly on fire.
Are you kidding me? I am not in a good place to be dealing with swarms of rats.
You want to retreat, just tell her, and she'll probably follow you.
Oh, it's fine.
They're 30 feet away from you.
Great, fantastic. How far behind me is the hole?
The hole, we'll say it's 25 feet.
That's a really inconvenient distance, Charlie. All right, Palamon will kind of back up to. I need to be able to run 10 feet on the next round, so that he's 10 feet away from the edge of the hole. So he'll back up 15 feet.
You can dash.
I could, but I also want to Eldritch Blast these damn rats.
All right.
And then I Eldritch Blast the damn rats.
For flavor, inside steps.
Sorry?
I said for flavor, Aelin sidestep, so you have a clear line of sight.
All right.
I was thinking Palamon just shoots over, like, Aelin's head. Oh, wait, they're rats. Never mind. Yeah, no.
Yeah, then aim down. Just for flavor.
We got a 19 to hit.
19 to hit. It hits. And Eliza, no, I did not. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's 12.
Sometimes some things like that you got to stay on me about a little bit, because I have a lot of moving parts going on
I getcha.
during the week that aren't gaming, and then when I come to it, I'm playing catch up. But I'll try to remember that and get that out to you.
It's 12 points of damage there, Charlie.
Okay, 12 points. And let me see what their resistances are.
It's force damage.
Damage resistance, force, immunity, force.
Yeah, you're taking the piss.
All right, 12 points. All right. And Aelin, what are you doing?
Okay. I will. So essentially, it's one creature, right?
Basically, there's more than one, but it's for action.
Horde.
Swarm.
Swarm.
So if I attack it, I don't have to like attack specific things. I can just attack the whole thing as a whole.
Yeah, you would be attacking it as a whole.
Okay.
Attack that hole. Do it.
She is going to wait. How far away is it? 30 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So she is going to move up to it.
Okay.
Let's see here. I needed you to get that. 1 second. Oh, there we go.
All right.
So
You moved up to it. What are you doing?
okay, so Fury of Blows takes 1 key point, and I get 2 more unarmed strikes, right? Is that only if I do an unarmed strike in the first place?
No, it's when you take the attack action.
Okay.
Bear in mind, though, that as a monk, you can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action without spending any key points. So Flurry of Blows is actually giving you 1 extra attack, not 2.
That's fine. Well, no, it says after you take an attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
But
So total
monks can
3.
do 1. Monks can do 1 anyway.
Yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, I am gonna. So I'm going to attack it and then I'm going to use the key point to do Fury of Blows, and then because I'm a drunken master, I'll get the disengage dash an additional 10 feet my movement. So I'm going to make the 3 attacks. Hope they're good.
1d4, 1d4, 1d4.
27 with that's a crit.
Was that the hit?
It's a crit, yeah.
All right, roll me percentage dice then. I didn't know if that was a hit or if it was damage.
61.
Roll me a D4.
So just regular damage?
No, roll me a D4.
Oh, okay. Not my damage. Okay. 3.
Okay. So they're confused for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Roll me up the damage.
Okay, the damage for that is then 2d4 plus my dex mod. Wait, does the dex go on each attack? Like,
Yes.
dex get bonused as well?
A
You
dex doesn't double. You don't double the modifier.
just the dice roll get doubled.
Okay. That's 11 points.
Okay. And
Then,
do your other.
yeah. And I'm gonna start. Does it look healthy still? Probably does. I'm gonna go with what I said I was gonna do.
Some of them have dropped away.
Okay, 14 to hit.
I believe that hits.
Okay.
Yes, that hits.
Seven,
Okay.
and then one more. 10 to hit.
Miss.
All right. So
Yeah.
she's kicking and flailing at them, and kind of like ways back and takes 15 feet away. Gets 15 feet away from them. Huh?
All right. And you're moving, you're disengaging.
Yeah, from when I use Fury of Blows with Drunken.
Yeah. I just was asking basically so I can move you.
Yeah, I'm disengaging and moving back 15 feet.
All right. And then next up is Delilah.
Yes.
Yes. Give me a perception check. We'll start off with that route.
All right. That can only go well. Oh, 17 plus 3. It'll be a dirty 20.
All right. You hear a loud boom off back where you had slid out of and in that direction. That was just so you know that there's something going on, basically. You'd realize that. Go ahead and do what you're going to do. Do your wonderfulness.
Okay. So is it obvious to me with 30 feet of dark vision that the path we are currently on turns towards the direction from which we came earlier?
It would appear so.
All right. Rather than try to squeeze through and climb up that squiggly slide we fell through, I think I'm going to use all my movement to go towards that, and then action dash to get a total of 60 feet, I believe it is.
All right. That'll put you up against this wall.
Okay, can I see? Is this wall like, is it like a ledge?
No, it's a wall.
Okay. Okay, and I used my action, so I cannot blast it.
You used your action to dash.
Yes, I cannot do much else.
Yep.
I'll just call back. Hey, there's a wall up ahead. I would like to be rid of it.
I'll be right there.
Thank you.
All right. Muck, you're up.
Okay. Not to follow Delilah because there's nothing here. Yeah.
All right. And you see the wall.
Yeah.
And
It's a
then
wall.
Orsic, you're up.
But I can only move 50 feet, so I'm going to be 10 feet behind him.
All right. So you're kind of right there.
Next time, Muck, pick up the torch.
I'll check it here in a minute, okay?
And yes, my monsters, they will move on up and they will attack.
Aren't they confused?
Oh, that's right. Good, good remembering. I got to get that table here. They may run the other way. Confusion spell. Thanks for reminding me.
You got to look out for my fellow players.
Yeah, yeah. And okay. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And let's go over here. I need a D10. Four. Let's see here. What's four? Oh, okay. They stay right where they're at. All right. Stupid fuckers. Palmon.
See, I'm Palamon.
Yep.
So they didn't move any closer to us.
No, they surely didn't.
And my friend is how far away from me at this point?
Your friend?
Ayla.
Yeah, he moved back to 15 feet. You move back there. You're about 25 feet apart.
He'll look at Aylan and say, "Hey, Aylan, you know what? Never mind." He'll cast Hex. Let me double check the wording of this. Unarmed strikes are not weapon attacks, so I can't help you with that. Yeah, I guess I will. That's not going to help. Yep, I'm just going to go ahead and hex them and then Eldritch Blast them.
All right, which one are you going to hex?
They act as one creature, right?
Yep.
Huh?
Yes, it is. It's one creature.
Well, so that one.
It means which ability?
Oh, sorry. It's late and I haven't slept. I definitely knew what you meant. Yes. Let's go with. You're not going to be able to grapple them, so let's go with Wisdom. Give them disadvantage on perception checks in case we do need to hide.
All right.
All right, we're looking at an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, max damage on the D10. Let me just roll the D6. 14 points of force and 4 points of necrotic.
Okay. Describe your kill.
So Balawan's kind of looking around, slightly concerned, and he waves a hand, and it almost looks like mist comes from his hand as he casts Hex. And just as it reaches them, it almost seems to seep into them. They glow slightly, and then he fires an Eldritch Blast, and it's almost like electricity conducting through water as the force energy, uses the hex to spread to each rat and explode it.
All right. Boom.
Conduction of magical force.
That is them. They are dead. You're out of a niche. And I'm going to take a little bit of a bio break. I will be right back, gentlemen and gentle ladies.
I'll do like
Oh, to break down wall.
No, there's probably a secret door.
Alternatively, big hammer.
Muck have big hammer.
Yeah, but like the search for a secret door might take extra time, and they might need our help over there.
Oh, I just killed the rats. The rats are all dead.
Muck heard splash. Big splash.
Give me a minute, I'll find it.
One minute. But that's 10 rounds. Muck would kill so many rats in 10 rounds.
Oh, by the way, I already told Chance about this,
Huh?
but like, hobgoblins are hella spiteful. So actually, that gnome guy insulting her, definitely not okay, and she may or may not be planning to stab him in the back first chance she gets after he pays us.
Stab who?
The gnome that insulted her.
Professor Poo Poo smelly good.
Can I recommend not stabbing what is almost certainly a higher level bard?
I was thinking he was a wizard.
Muck would just eat it.
I
He
mean,
was in charge of the Bard's College.
yeah, like he could be a wizard, but he's the leader of the Bard College, so my natural inclination there is to assume he's a bard, but on the other hand, that would be a truly fantastic ploy. The wizard
Muck
that
would
pretends
eat
to
it.
be a bard.
I was thinking if he had a wizard book, she might find some way to sabotage it a bit. Or some such. But yeah, hobgoblins, they get vengeful. Particularly when they feel insulted.
All right, I'm back. And I forgot. Talmon's in for one stage of exhaustion yet. Yeah,
First
just
stage exhaustion just gives.
No, I was saying that because I forgot. I'm trying to. It's a tool I use to sometimes when I speak it on out to remind, keep me reminding of myself.
I hadn't forgotten because I've been looking at ways to get rid of exhaustion, and without getting a long rest, it's not going to happen. And we're not getting a long rest until we get back to town. So,
Well, that's not necessarily so.
I mean, I guess if we can find a secure area, we might.
I mean, lesser restoration to do it.
Nope. Take greater restoration to get rid of exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it was one of those. But anyway.
Yeah, there's a slight difference in character level required.
Yeah, but you've been this is the second day, one more day, but you didn't get the short rest to start with because of.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, I'm just here again, talking myself through it so I know what to keep in line with myself as far as that. So you got a bunch of dead, strange looking rats that their heads aren't glowing no more.
Hey, Aelin, you ever see rats with glowing heads? Is that something normal on the surface? Like,
oh no, it's definitely not normal.
And or give me an investigation check, and you other two, if you want to, you can give me a perception check.
17.
All right.
Okay. What was if?
That's going to be 16 for Delilah. Perception.
Okay. You got
And
you
for
both
Muck as well.
noticed this one stone on the wall at about 3 foot level off the floor that sticks out just a little bit further than the rest of the wall.
Push.
Yes, Delilah's going to cup it with her hand and just kind of gently push it.
Nothing happens.
All right. Twist it.
It doesn't twist.
Push it harder.
Pull it.
It doesn't pull.
What, we're playing Buffet now?
It does seem
Charles,
that way, don't it?
Charles, how does it open? Says the door.
It's you got it. You got to slide the mech.
Slide. Okay.
Yes.
Well, then slide it.
All
That
right.
wasn't an option on Buffet.
Okay. What direction do I need to slide it? Is there like a niche in the stone that it follows?
Well, the one area back towards the room, down south, however you want to say, is it will slide that way. The other way it doesn't slide.
All right. I will allow it to slide that way then.
All right, and a 4 foot by 5 foot opening will open up right here.
5 foot wide, hopefully.
5 foot high, 4 foot wide.
It's good enough for Muck.
A little bit easier than last time. Do you still greased Muck?
Muck still stinks.
Yes, we will take care of that, I assure you.
Do we hear the door open from up here?
Don't make slidey slide sound.
Roll a perception check.
18.
Yeah, you'll hear the door open.
Hey, Lynn, Palamon, are you guys all right over here? There was a loud noise coming from this direction.
Mm.
Hmm? Oh, there were some glowing rats. I'm led to believe that's not normal, but they're dead.
All right, I was.
You would be able to see the remains basically in this general area.
Okay. Delilah's shoulders are going to relax a bit more, but she will refrain from mentioning how relieved she is out loud.
Yeah, let's gonna go back and pick up her torch that she left laying on the ground.
All right.
Okay, let's.
Orsix will go towards the back of the cave.
All right.
Perhaps we should keep a better eye out in case of traps and
Yeah.
holes in the floor.
Muck is gonna look at the pile of corpses with this just sad and defeated look.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Mark.
Where's
Had I
Max?
known you were going to be coming that quickly, I'd have saved some for you. But, you know, they were trying to eat us.
Dan brains, sneaky pit, rat guts, good days, good many jelly. Oh,
Hey, Mark,
damn
you
it.
smell funny.
Yeah, Muck stink.
Like, worse than normal.
You clean Muck? Clean Muck.
You said the rat's head stopped glowing, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna grab one by the tail and hand it to Muck and ask it to squeeze his head and crush it. Muck, can you do me a favor and crush this little rat's head for me, please? It's not little to her, but it is to him.
It is classified as a medium size.
Single rat is?
While the swarm, single rat is tiny.
Yeah, she's just taking a single rat.
Crunch. Here you go. What do you want, rat brain?
You see, their heads were glowing. I was just seeing if we can see why.
That is correct. Between the knowledge I may or may not have gained from my patron and knowledge I had during my studies, is there anything magical that could potentially cause creatures like rats to glow?
Give me an Arcana check.
Can I make a medicinal roll on it? See if I see anything unusual. Like,
No, you don't need to make a medicine roll to see if there's something unusual. With you seeing their glowing heads and whatnot, you know that's unusual.
well, no, I know that. I mean, like on the inside, once he crushes the skull, like
Chance.
I can't see it. Oh, nat 20.
Yes, not 20.
All
Plus 4. It's like 24.
All right. Over to Aelin, you don't notice anything
okay,
as far as that would.
nothing like a natural luminescence.
Yeah, that would look out of place.
Okay.
Delilah, you remember in some training or tomes a dimension of cranium rats.
Yep.
That to you feel like that this is what those were.
Cranium rats. Glowing heads. Perhaps smarter than the usual rat, which is saying something. As far as
You would know that when they're in a group like this, that they're a swarm and they're able to do certain magics when they're like that. It all gathered all together.
it is good that you took care of them. They can cause a great deal of trouble in groups.
Seemed like much trouble.
They can cast innate magic.
Yeah, confuse. One of the things that you know that they can cast is confusion, detect thoughts, dominate monster, command, and
I'm
comprehend.
sorry, did you say dominate monster?
Yep.
They can control the mind. They can read thoughts and control the minds of other creatures.
Dominate monster is an 8th level. You know what? It's fine.
As well as manipulate the minds of you yourselves.
Well, Aelin here stunned them, and then I hit them. I mean, I hit them, then he stunned them, then he hit them twice more.
They are already dead. It is good that you took care of them quickly, however. I would hate to think that they would do anything to either of your minds. That would be.
How do you know they didn't?
You seem to be yourself.
Just assume.
Well, need to crack your skull.
No, he is fine, Muck. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome to try.
Oh, do not encourage him.
I'm going to look towards the back of the cave.
All right.
Do you mind if I ride on your shoulders again? I can't see a damn thing in here.
Give me a second.
yeah.
And
Well,
I'll
thing
try to
sticky.
part that, and then we don't need that other piece because that's out of there. Move all the gentle folk back over to general areas. And then let's see here. We got this, and we got this, and you have this. In the back of the cave, you got that. And you got that. And
All right, I got a suggestion.
there you go. This is what you would see, Orsic, while you go kind of up and look around.
Right.
Uh,
If we go through this secret door that's right by us, the 5 foot by 4 foot,
Yep.
it leads to a big open area that might be a good place for us to rest behind the secret door.
It's possible.
Well, I'm kind of talking to my party members.
Aelin would like that idea, knowing that Palamon looks really tired.
Good one. Muck, good one.
Yeah.
There are two. Well, I mean, there's the door from one direction and perhaps the door from the other direction. Or
Well,
at least
there's the
very
slide.
small. Yes, and then the slide on the other side. So I would imagine that that would be the most fortified location for us to rest.
And
I don't really care where we rest, but I'd like to do it soon.
Okay.
I
You
need
do look quite tired.
I need you all to make Constitution saving throws.
These have not been going well.
If it's poison, I get advantage.
No, it's not poison.
22 for Muck.
Okay, that makes sense.
18.
I rolled a nat 1 plus 3,
Okay.
18.
so 4 total.
So Aelin got an 18, Orsic,
Got an 8.
even if it was an advantage, the 11 would fail. Delilah failed. What was Palmon's?
16.
16. Okay. You made it. The ones I said that failed, if your Constitution score was less than 15, you failed. You're overwhelmed with this raw, rank smell. It has, for Orsic and Delilah, a familiar distaste smell, but something new with it. Muck is just in his glory.
Yeah. Muck Lane.
Okay.
Is it still coming from Muck?
You're clean?
Yes, it is coming.
Oh.
It is coming from Muck. The smell of his new perfume.
It is good that you have cleaned yourself of that muck.
What are you talking about? He smells worse than ever.
No.
He feels cleaner.
I mean, sure. But he now smells so bad, we're making Constitution saving throws.
This is very true. I have holy water
I don't.
and a water skin. Can I just kind of scrub him off a bit?
Hold on a second. Let me see if I actually have anything that can help with this.
That's a pretty expensive scrub.
I've got
Yeah,
holy
that's good.
water and a water skin. If we're in a cave, isn't it like,
Damn.
is it damp in here? Is there like any puddles or anything like that?
No puddles.
There's jelly in a hole.
All right. Let me read the wording on this spell to see if it can help.
Where's
Prestidigitation can clean him.
Yes, but nobody
Yeah.
has that.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Clean him, clean him.
Muck
Yeah.
Lane.
You can also get rid of the smell, by the way.
Yeah.
You can use it to scent and flavor too.
I mean, if it cleans him, it would probably get rid of the scent anyways, mechanically.
This is true.
Um,
Delilah is used to the smell, but knows that the rest of you are not.
Aelin isn't bothered by it after riding on Muck and already killing the rats. She got adjusted to it
She has adapted.
quickly.
Muck is clearly very distressed and does not understand what's happening. He just gets closer to Palamon and smell, Muck clean.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use prestidigitation.
Probably need to do it about 8 times.
All of the times.
Like you can do it like every 6 seconds. Keep spamming it.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Well, I suppose we are retreating back into that more
Yeah.
well-fortified location for rest.
We'll go through this back through the secret door. Orsic will shut it behind us. Go into that bigger area where we can camp.
I'll just
Orlisk will continue to the 3x3 area. Grab the torch from the other side of the wall, and then shut the secret door on that side that goes into the slide room.
Well, so there's a hole on the other side. Aelin would probably explore that unless. So you're just shutting it before. Well, I guess it depends on how it shuts.
Just in case.
Well, if the whole tunnel shuts, then that's a problem.
Well, we can still open the door on the other side.
Yeah, I can open up the door. It's just a secret door that goes into the slide room where that jelly stuff is.
Yeah, but does it open on both sides?
Most secret doors you can open up on both sides, yes.
Why is there a secret door in the trap hole?
I mean, we did open it from the slide room, and if we can close and or open it from this side as well, we are probably good.
That's the idea.
Aelin will go with you, and you guys said that it started to fire earlier, so she's gonna throw her torch in there before you shut it.
Star fire.
But
That's
it'll be on the
your
other
We're
side
inside
the
of a
rock.
cave, and I'm a dwarf, and fires are like very, very bad in caves.
Yeah,
But you're
because
shutting
there
the
can
door.
be
Yeah,
there can be
we-
pockets of gases and whatnot that are explosive within the stones.
Yeah, well, if you need to breathe oxygen, and this is a cave, so
Right.
You shut the door.
fires are bad.
Well, if so, is Orsic gonna actively stop her from doing that?
If I mean, if you throw the torch in there, I'll go in there and I'll get it. I'm gonna get it.
Well, you could probably just stop her from throwing it before.
Well, I'll stop you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fires and smoke are very, very bad inside of a cave.
Oh, okay. I just thought we should get rid of that stuff.
Well, and it saved us from knocking into the floor, and it didn't hurt us. Where it is.
Okay.
It'll also make it more difficult for anybody that comes down and falls down there to find the secret door.
Yeah.
Smoke
Uh,
and fire.
How much time do we need to rest for you to feel more well rested, Palamon?
More important question. Why you wait to clean muck?
with 3 days.
It's sticky 15 minutes.
You were sticky in the hole.
It took
Muck.
us a while to get back to Palamon. He has the magic cleaning hands.
Yeah. Muck ass clean. He said, oh, and walk away. So muck clean self smell good. Then he clean muck. Muck is mad at you.
So clean. Isn't that a good thing?
Muck was clean before.
Yeah, but now you're double clean.
Like, I can make you not clean if that would be preferable.
Oh, now you offer pee on muck.
I cast prestidigitation to soil Muck.
What?
He made you magically clean, Muck.
Oh,
Well, now I made you magically dirty.
with what?
Prestidigitation.
Oh no.
He just waves his hands and you got a 1 foot by 1 foot patch of you that's dirty.
With what?
Dirt.
Oh. Yeah, do it again. What does smell like earth?
Great. I make Muck dirty, and then I go to sleep.
Mug lays on you like blanket, keep you warm for good deed.
Orsic,
Orsic would like to do a medicine check on Pelaman.
Now it's time. Muck is holding him down.
20.
this is
Okay.
true. He was bitten some time ago by that
Pal
weird creature.
Palamon, are you injured?
We don't know it's a weird creature.
By the bear human shifter thing.
I am injured, yes.
Okay, then you'll discern his injuries and that he's exhausted. With that,
He kind of looks at you and says, "Can you stop poking at me? I'm trying to sleep."
All right. I'm going to cast a Cure Wounds on him.
We're about to get a short rest, right?
yes.
Like, I mean, yeah, sure. Thank you. I'm not going to say no to him.
Orsic, before we lay down for the night, may I speak with you for a moment?
Certainly. I give you 14 hit points back. And
That's
I go
great.
over to
That takes me
Clyde.
back up to full. Oh, 1 under full. I do apologize.
Orsic, I simply wanted to express both some gratitude and some guilt that I might have.
Guilt? Guilt for what?
It is simply that I am grateful that you have not judged me for where I may or may not come from, but I do feel guilty, so I do wish to express the tribe that I belong to long ago, if you will, did not treat dwarves very well.
And you don't think that I've killed 1 or 2 hobgoblins in my past?
Yeah,
That
but
is an
did you eat them?
excellent point. However, I myself have made a great many mistakes in my life, and I simply wish to move on and amend what I can.
She ate one.
No, it was not an adult one.
She ate baby one.
Uh,
Bones are softer.
I've been watching you, and even more importantly, I've been listening to you. I can tell that you're different.
I have a different way of seeing things. That is part of the reason why I left.
Yeah, he likes her food cooked now.
Among other things.
Yeah.
But yes, I once more just wanted to express my gratitude at you for not immediately judging me and even for allowing me to apologize like this. Thank you.
Certainly.
I'm glad that we can work together as well as we do.
You know, so far, you seem all right to me.
I will do my best to continue seeming as so.
Is the
Muck-
dog? Is
Muck
the
all right?
Oh, Muck, you are lovely. Do not worry.
Scratching some dirt out of his fur and lets out the silent but deadly one while laying on Palamon. Big old grin on his face.
Muck all right.
What time is it, Charles?
What?
What time is it?
10:07.
10. Yeah, I was going to say 10.
No. I'm
you
talking
meant
about
in game.
Oh,
Oh, okay. It's it was about 5 o'clock when you found the cave. With everything that's gone on like that, we'll say it's about 7 o'clock to the point that you're at in the evening.
So we can sleep here. Let's leave Palamon not on a watch tonight, so he gets a full night. I'll take last watch.
Monk has high perception.
I feel
and
like Aelin would feel that she's rather safe in an enclosed room underground.
Yes.
So
With secret doors.
Just in case. It is more formality than anything.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to have at least one person on watch.
Sounds like a grave.
I have some rations left, and I do not mind sharing them if anyone needs to eat.
Aelin has hers as well. But Aelin can't see, so besides being by a fire.
Which we don't have.
Nope.
I have a tinderbox. Aelin, do you have another torch?
So
I thought we'd just been. Either we can have a fire on the ground or we can't.
well, he
wait,
wanted to
scratch
catch
that.
that
I'm
big.
asleep.
A small fire.
Yeah.
Never mind, I'm asleep. Don't worry about it.
Oh, trying to sleep. So much talk. Buck just gets up and goes back over to the hole and opens it back up. Watch Orsic done it. Reaches a long arm through to get a big old handful of goo. Just shuts the door, comes back, slaps it on the ground. Fire. Welcome.
We'll light it.
Palamon. Clean us. He smacks his head.
Hey, let him sleep.
Palamon kind of
Hand.
looks up. Very quickly deduces what just happened. And then uses prestidigitation to make Muck smell like flowers.
Oh.
So pretty.
Oh. Now Muck stink again.
Muck, come here a moment.
What?
Delilah's just going to crush up some herbs she has on her, mix it in with some oil from her flask, and just kind of rub that on him so he smells more like herbs and spices instead of flowers. Is that a bit better?
Dinner. Garlic, garlic
mutton.
bugbear.
Oh,
Light fire. Muck one burn himself.
No, Muck, do not injure yourself.
Delight, do you want first watch, Delight?
I can stay up a bit later. I will do so.
And then Muck, you want middle watch?
Yeah.
All right, and I'll take last watch. And I'm gonna roll over and go to sleep.
Sleep well, Orsic. And I'm sorry about that, Palamon. You sleep well yourself.
He's already asleep.
Layla, you have torch.
Do I have a torch?
Do we still have torch?
Honestly, out of character, I had one, but Delilah was encumbered, so I had to ditch some things from her stuff. And one of those was a torch. She has a tinderbox, oil, and I assume can probably rip off a couple shreds of her clothing, and has a wooden stake, so she could probably makeshift a torch if need be.
No. Fire. Goo.
Oh, I understand. She'll take her tinderbox and she'll light the goo on fire. The goo that he left in this pile here.
Yeah.
Oh, Aelin tried to relight that on fire.
Oh. Did it work?
I don't know.
It is flammable. So yeah, it did
Does
work.
it combust or does it just like catch fire, like wood?
Well, think of it like sterno. You ever use sterno?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's a jelly petroleum product that you'll use to cook with. When I was in the service, we would get that. It's also kind of like your what they use to heat the chafing plates for your banquets and chefs and like that.
Yeah, it's a good way of a fairly safe heat source.
Yeah.
Good.
Basically, what you fell into is my version of a sterno pit.
That would be fucking
Okay.
terrifying.
Well, once it's on fire, as long as it doesn't seem to be emitting something foul and like a chemical odor, and she'll pull a Red Bull, or
Or
back.
I didn't know we had Red Bull.
That was a weird spoonerism.
Red Bull gives you sleep.
Bedroll next to the fire, probably like 10,
Remind me,
not even 10 feet from it.
remind me to invent a magic potion for my homebrew game that is Red Bull, and all it does is puts off a level of exhaustion.
It gives you.
I'll tell you that would be that's giving me an idea. I'm glad I'm recording this because I'll go back and it'll remind me to make a common magic item.
Should give you haste and then give you level exhaustion.
All right. Delilah has first watch, so she's just going to, as everyone falls asleep, just kind of lay out
All right.
a couple items in her inventory and just kind of stare at them and ponder for a bit.
Delilah,
Including
give me a D12 roll.
a D12. That is a 12.
Ooh.
Our luck.
All right.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's bad.
It's great.
I
For
swear
you.
to God, I'm just trying to take a rest.
It is great. You now give me a perception roll. I'm loving it. Yes. Come on, DM.
You're happy, and that concerns me greatly.
It should. That is the correct response to that.
14 plus 3, so 17.
Oh, great.
Oh no.
As you're laying out all your goods and your treasures and your memories and everything.
Not everything, just 3 things.
Well, yeah, but it's still just the theatrics of it as you're laying all this out. You're hearing what sounds like muffled growls and tossing and scratching behind you. And as you see that or hear that, you're looking at Palamon. And you see Palamon is his hair is growing somewhat, and you see him a little restless and such.
All right.
What do you do?
The items she laid out were actually the manacles she's had since she was a soldier. The wooden sword, the now singed child's wooden sword, and a whip-like thing that is made of a black, almost crystalline material. And she was staring at those. Now there is Angry Bear.
No, I didn't say there's a bear. I said Palamon.
There's a fluffy Palamon.
Well, his hair is growing, and in his tossing and turning, he's making kind of a growling sound. Now, you haven't noticed a muzzle. You haven't noticed, you know,
Okay.
the bear. It's just that hair.
And he got bitten by the bear 2 days ago.
Yes.
And I ascertain that this might be a thing that might happen.
Did Palamon even have hair beforehand?
Yeah. Did I change my?
He becomes like a sea bear.
Quick, draw a circle.
Uh,
I was gonna
I can
say,
post a picture of Palamon in
I
the
have.
roll 20. Not in the roll 20.
Yeah, you should be
In
able.
the event.
Yeah, you should. Well, you can share it right up on here if you wanted to.
I
On what?
have the holy water. I don't know if that would affect whatever curse might be
Right,
affecting him.
Right here on the Zoom, you can share
All right, I can.
as long as you got it up on your screen.
Yeah, let me pull that up.
As far as that, because all you guys have the ability to do that. I may have to go in and change some of that because of this showing me the need to, where multiple people can share at the same time. Right now, it's just I have it set for one. That's why I dropped the share.
It's very nice.
So
See?
is the hair that's growing on him green? I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Actually, let me pull up.
Is Palamon himself wearing anything silver?
Silver? No.
Is anyone in the party wearing anything silver?
Is Muck's cup made of silver or is it made of gold? It's shiny. I know that.
Maybe Orsic has a holy symbol.
Locked up with gold. What is no more?
Is silver coin actually made of silver?
Yes.
Yes, but it wouldn't be much help right now. But however, she does know that he is cursed of some kind. So, due to having a lack of understanding of religion and purification, and she does have holy water in her inventory of all things, she's going to try to just kind of.
Go Catholic.
She can try to slip the manacles on him, which he won't like if he wakes up tomorrow normal. Or she could try to sprinkle him with holy water.
Which will probably wake him up or make him feel good. He might like that. It's water. He is a water being after all.
Well, I can potentially take them off before he wakes up. Does he seem violent in his movements as he gets hairy?
Just he's acting like like he's having maybe a mild nightmare.
All right. She has a mirror, and if I remember correctly, mirrors in medieval time were actually made of polished silver.
Somewhere, not all.
Yeah. So her mirror might, and it says like metal in the mirror's in her mirror's description. So I'm assuming it's a really old like metallic mirror. Can she potentially try to break it? Actually, no, she doesn't. She may not know about the silver. I'm not sure if that was part of what the info she got last time. But she will move a little bit closer, especially because Muck is on top of Palamon.
Yeah.
Both with the manacles and the weapon she laid out after tucking the wooden sword back into her thanes. And she's just going to, for like the rest of the watch, just keep a very close eye on him.
Okay. And that's all that goes and happens on your watch. Who's next?
I believe it is Muck.
Muck.
Delilah will very carefully wake up Muck.
Yeah.
Palamon has gotten hairy as well, Muck.
Sorry. Muck's getting?
No, he's looking a bit more like you. That being said, keep an eye on him, make sure he's all right and doesn't try to harm anyone. Okay?
Okay.
In fact, if you just keep pinning him with your weight throughout the night, that might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll do a wonderful job at that.
Muck would like it.
She's gonna like kind of scratch one of his ears.
Buck, give me a Constitution save and throw with advantage. And then give me a D12.
11. And 12. Ooh. 11 and 2.
Okay. Everything is going so wonderfully. Quiet. Your perch upon Palamon is so soft, comfortable, fluffy, and such that you fall asleep. For a little bit, let's say that, towards the end of your watch.
Okay.
All right. Who's next watch?
I believe it was Orsic.
Yes. Also.
All right. Muck.
Yeah.
Change your guard. What are you doing?
Sleeping.
Yeah. Muck still asleep?
No, you dozed off. You dozed off. You got up for to do your change of guard.
Oh. Muck reaches out an arm and starts whacking at Orthic's foot. Hey. Hey. Gag.
Yeah. I'm up.
Yeah. So, Fish Boy got furry. He's very soft.
Okay.
See? He look like me. That's it. Muck's just gonna lay back down and go back to sleep.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're up on guard, and what do you initially start to do?
Well, I'm gonna walk around a little bit.
Oh,
Take a look at the secret doors.
okay. Give me a D12.
5.
Okay. Nothing seems to be about.
Did Muck warn him about Harry Palamon?
In Muck's way.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of depends who you ask. If you ask Muck, then yes, obviously. If you ask anybody else,
Well, that's why I said in Muck's way.
may have been implied, I guess.
So morning time,
Yeah.
what I believe to be morning time,
All right.
I will wake everybody up.
All right.
Good morning, Orsic. I trust everyone's watch went well. We are all alive.
Yes.
I think this is the first night we have slept out of town without some sort of occurrence happening.
I'm sure that the secret doors have helped us.
Oh, for sure. I think this is now my favorite camp we've had.
Yeah.
Aylin,
Muck is
And-
home.
And you all get a full rest,
A
All
long
right.
rest.
a long rest.
Palamon.
Hello.
She's gently going to shake him awake. Palamon,
Yeah, I'm awake.
remember how we spoke about how you may have picked up a certain curse of the hairier variety?
Nope.
You got quite hairy last night.
And
Is his hair still the longer length?
You,
Palamon to you right now would look like Palamon usually does.
all right. It is gone now. So hold up his mirror, her mirror, so he can see. It is gone now. But there are now, I believe, 2 others who can confirm that you were hairier last night. However, you did not harm anyone. You only seem to be having a nightmare. If you wish to have someone to speak about in regards to the nightmare, I have ears for listening, but I
Oh,
do not think your curse has given you any leaning towards violence, at least not as of yet.
well, that's
I
good.
will keep an eye on you, if that is of any comfort.
Well, as long as you don't put those manacles on me, we'll be just fine.
I nearly did, but I did not.
Well, tonight before we go to sleep, I will try a restoration.
If you feel the need.
Well, I mean, that man who was a bear, he was seen violent.
I mean, only after we attacked him.
No, he attacked us first.
He
Nope,
was.
I attacked him first.
Yes, we did not wake up until after he was already attacking. However, to be fair, he did look like a bear, and an angry bear coming towards our camp in the middle of the night usually does not bode well.
Well, you guys did howl at the moon, and
Yeah, trying to scare him off.
yeah, but there again, that was your perception, not necessarily another.
Yeah. Palamon will say, if my understanding is correct, bears, or certainly creatures of equivalent place on a food chain under the sea, are territorial in nature. Is that not the case with bears?
It is the case for a great many carnivores. They do not like having other carnivores in their hunting territory, as it were.
So
Usually wolves run
making
from
them,
bears.
yeah. So making the bear think that there was a pack of wolves that looked like humans. Maybe he thought, I don't know. I just, in hindsight, it may not have been such a good plan.
It was not. However, mistakes were made, and we have to deal with the results of those decisions. And
Oh, yeah,
thus far, it seems like you are all right.
Are we good for tonight, guys? Are we stopping at 10:30?
Yeah, I did. This is a great spot to stop. It's set up some of the previews, and like that, with some of the things to give your characters food for thought. So, and I was just gonna type a message, and I forgot what it was gonna be. God, my old brain is letting me down.
Was it make a constitution saving throw?
Say what?
Was it make a constitution saving throw?
I failed it. But ah, God, dog, I can't. It'll come to me later. That's the thing that bugs me. But anyways, well, we'll stop it there. It'll give you guys food for thought. It's set up certain needed scenarios. You'll get one XP, and I'll give you 2 inspiration.
I shall put it on my note sheet for Delilah.
Oh, okay. As far as that, and I do thank you for coming and playing. I hopefully I didn't keep things slowed down too much, and it's just trying to figure. Well, one, I'm tired from what I've done today, but the other, and that's not an excuse, but the other is trying to make sure I got the nuance of the development of Palamon working correctly without having PvP.
Well,
as far as that, and I hope I did that.
Yeah. On the bright side, like Delilah tends to prefer to understand her enemy before she comes to blows with it, if at all possible. I mean, if it hits first, it's another thing. But if she's planning to attack someone, she wants to know who she's attacking. It's part of being a hobgoblin and being a Delilah who analyzes things.
Not being an idiot.
Yeah, so she's not going to immediately jump to violence unless attacked first.
Palamon still suffering from exhaustion, or did he?
No, we got a long rest, so
You got a long rest, so you have all the benefits of the long rest because it was basically a secure, warm enough. You weren't having to fight environmental conditions, and Palamon's constitution save was good enough where he could gain the benefits of the rest that with everything that his psyche and body were kind of dealing with. So
Sounds good.
as far as that, so that's where we'll pick it up at the next game. I'll post the event.
Did you give 2 inspiration or 2 XP?
1 XP, 2 inspiration.
1 XP,
Okay.
2 inspiration.
I was looking at the expanded racial feats to